So we can start recording. Yes.
Hi, Harpreet. Thank you so much for joining us today. How are you?
I'm doing great as always. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you so much, Harpreet, for being here. And hi, good day, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I know you're watching from multiple countries. I could see that from Singapore, USA, Canada. Absolutely fine. I'm so happy that you are able to watch our continuous series of this Limitless Life Insight podcast, which is amazing that we are bringing day after day, experts from multiple places, multiple industries. And today I have an interesting topic for the day. I would say I was so curious to understand this. A tarot card reader, and she is also a coach. Actually, she is the founder of Occult Academy. Her name is Harpreet Kaur, the expert of the tarot card reading, and she is also helping women in this particular industry as well. So I'm so glad to bring her over here. Harpreet, thank you so much for being here, showing up today and giving us some insights about this particular tarot card reading. Thanks a lot for being here. So I'm going to ask you some basic questions of this understanding, because what I strongly believe in is it something a new kind of trend, or is it somewhere there for a long time? How this actually works?
Some network issue happened.
हाँ कुछ नहीं चल रहा है.
Yeah, you just got hanged. I was like, okay, you're going.
Yeah.
So would you be editing it now? How would you be going about it?
Yeah, you can go ahead. You can. I pause that and then recording. Yeah.
Okay.
So can you tell me a little bit about tarot card reading and how this has started, when and how it get popularized and all that?
So thank you so much for such a lovely introduction first. So tarot, you know, just for the information, because a lot of people ask this question that what exactly is a tarot? And because we are familiar with astrology, numerology, when I was talking to you also, you said I would also not like to know what exactly it is about. So tarot come from a very long time, 1909 May. People started realizing that actually ये जो हम playing cards, जो ताश जो हम घर में खेलते हैं, आप सबके घर में आप ताश खेलते हो, right? You all play with cards.
Yes.
So these cards can be used as a divination tool. उनको लगने लगा कि हम इनके नंबर से, इनकी पिक्चर से एक रीडिंग पर्पस के लिए यूज कर सकते हैं, एक टूल की तरह यूज कर सकते हैं. And that idea pop up, and out of which they created decks called tarot decks. So उस time में कुछ a few decks came into the existence, जिसमें से जो मैं पढ़ाती हूँ, one of the deck is the original Rider-Waite. And if you actually look at the structure of the tarot cards along with the playing cards, they're quite similar. Like playing cards have set of cards, and tarot has set of cards called suits.
Okay.
Playing card also have king and the queen characters.
Yeah.
And tarot also have the king and the queen characters called the court cards. So they're quite similar to what exactly people used to play. So आप जो घर में ताश खेलते हैं, exactly उसी ही formula पे tarot cards को बनाया गया. And they started realizing the potential that it has. Now the idea of creating this section was to guide people. So we are actually guiding and counseling people. So we all believe that astrology and numerology is more used for predictions. Like, why are tarot used? So tarot is actually connecting to your subconscious self to guide you, to help you take the right path. It gives the roadmap of how you have to move in your journey ahead. And that is the major difference between tarot and other modalities. And also, as you look at tarot, we don't need the date of birth. We don't need the time of birth. We don't need the place of birth. I think that's good, because somehow the other way, हमने ऐसे लोग भी देखे हैं जहाँ पे they don't even know their time of birth. What about them? They also need a reading. So we are moving into time where we are connecting intuitively, using tarot as a tool and connecting with your energy to understand what you're going through, not only at the conscious level, also at the subconscious level. So it's a combination of both. Because to understand how actually I can take the right path into my life, I need to know what exactly is going inside me. Why am I in a certain way? Why do I think in a certain way? Why do I behave in a certain way? And that comes from a subconscious self. Now, what is a subconscious self? Is actually about how have you seen your life? It could be your past experiences. A lot of you have been through a difficult childhood, which does have an impact on the way I am, on the way I think. So when you're able to understand, reach that out, you're able to heal yourself at that level. And that kind of defines your journey. And we truly believe that we are the creator of our own life. So this is all about tarot. So tarot is just a tool to guide you, to empower you, to heal you.
So much behind shuffling a card. I couldn't believe it.
There is a
Brings
magical
me to the
journey.
question like, when did you started believing in this? What was the starting point of this journey?
So, honestly, for me, these subjects were very new because honestly, I come from a Sikh family where we don't believe in all these modalities and all these things in life. And back in 2011-12, when I was actually going through a troubled marriage, I was going through my separation. And that is when I was trying to, look at various possibilities of having a job because I was dependent financially. I'd moved to Delhi with my child, but I didn't know what to do. So
Okay.
I used to work in schools, but school job me I was not getting really satisfied. I was not really enjoying in Delhi schools coming from that point of business mind and all of that. Nowadays schools are no more just about teaching. So I
Yes.
wasn't really happy, but I had to do what I had to do. So I was looking out for more possibilities. And during this time, I someone recommended me a tarot card reader. Some because I was looking for some guidance, like we
Okay.
always do at certain phases of life. So some one of my friend recommended me a tarot card reader, and I started going to her. And of course, I used to visit her regularly. She also became like a close friend to me, and she would know everything about me. So every time my questions would be around what can I do, how can I pick up my finances, I'm really getting lost. I don't have money. So one fine day when I was sitting with her, she recommended me to learn tarot. She said,
Hmm.
why don't you learn tarot? Why don't you start doing this? And to me, it was like something that I'd never expected or thought of. Because honestly, for me, tarot was like, like that era, especially people used to think that tarot is something that you got to have the psychic abilities to. Somebody, it's only for some people. We as
Yeah.
normal people cannot do all these things. And so I was thinking about all this when she told me, no, it's nothing like that. Anyone can learn. You just have to be ethically doing it. And more than that, she said that I feel that you have the honesty and the ethicality to help people.
Okay.
I said, okay. I said, let me give it a try. Like you don't mind doing anything and everything when you're going through a tough time in life. So I said, chalo, theek hai, karke dekhte hain. And that's how tarot came into my life. I learned from her. And whatever I had, I started taking readings. I told my friends, I told people around me. So this is how I started when people started circulating, my friend circle started circulating that, my messages, where they started getting connected to me. And I realized the potential it has because I started earning income, sitting at home, taking care of my child, and a good income,
Hmm. Hmm.
sufficient for me to run a house. Because initially I was taking very few readings. And eventually, of course, I understand the potential it has to also empower women.
Hmm.
And believe me, I think it was my destiny now when I look back because I started getting a lot of women who used to ask the same kind of question that we are going through a tough marriage. How do I part my ways? I am dependent financially. I have children. I have no support from the family. And so I would actually guide them with my story. And I would say, if I could do it, like you can also do it. So
Amazing.
that is how I realized that I have to work on this journey of empowering women. After reading, people started also coming to me for learning tarot, and that's how coaching started. And then Corona happened, and we all moved into
That is,
online coaching,
yeah.
fully thanks to Corona. And now with this journey, I've already empowered 10,000 plus women,
Awesome.
and I've already helped them become financially, mentally, and emotionally independent.
Amazing. Very inspiring to hear that from you. And why you named it as Occult Academy? Any specific reason?
So we want to believe that this academy wants to have all the courses for our students. So let me tell you that we don't only teach tarot, we teach numerology, we teach Vastu, we teach Reiki, we have various modalities into this community. And we want to create a community for our students where, they can learn everything and also they can be a part of each other, help each other, support each other. This is a community I'm having. It's not like you come, you do a course, and then that's it. No, we don't want that. We want to create a family of everyone being there, of everyone helping each other. And of course, whatever you want to learn, we have it for you. Whether
Of-
it is we teaching it or some of our students also become a part of it. So we collaborating also. But we want, my students to have everything in this community.
Like a facilitator kind of.
Yes, yes.
Amazing.
So that
Amazing.
is why it is called the Occult Academy, where you have all the courses that you're looking at.
Awesome. Awesome. So I am so curious to understand, is there any kind of, I also used to feel like the person who is shuffling the card and giving us that guidance used to have some psychic insights or intuition that is actually making us feel very resonating with the card that they are picking. Is that how it works, or how it basically brings in the exact answer that the person is looking for, or at least as kind of a guidance?
Yeah, very nice question. So we need to understand that we have to connect intuitively, but that's a phase. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that, to start reading cards, you have to be intuitive, because see, as I always believe that we all have those intuitive powers when we were born with them, but just that with time, we were taught in schools that we have to apply a logical mind. We forgot that we also have to look at our intuition. We also have intuitive powers. So we started questioning everything with a logical mind. We started thinking that no, whatever we are getting guidance to is not true. Now, whatever we feel inside, which are intuitive powers, we question it. We're always thinking, is it right? Is it wrong? So eventually, when you start reading tarot with time, you do develop those intuitive powers. Of course, you need to work on meditations. There are many practices that you have to do. So that all also, of course, I teach them how they can start working on that. But you start as a theoretical reader. But eventually, how do you actually become a good reader is when you start reading intuitively. क्योंकि theoretical सब कोई कर सकते हैं, right? जैसे आपने ही शुरू में कहा कि मुझे बहुत सारे cards आते हैं, all that.
Yeah.
So how do I say that this card is about me is when I connect with your energy and I draw cards for you, and it's only and only about you. So that is the right reading.
Okay.
And that is better if I'm doing it intuitively. And I always believe that we are just a channel and we are getting those messages for you. And when I draw your cards, I think there's some energy that becomes a part of me. And whatever I say, I think it's all by the universe that I'm just kind of, and actually you will realize, because you will be like, the cards were different, but why did I say this? And you will actually realize that now you're not just a theoretical reader, you are doing everything intuitively. So we do connect intuitively with your readings, with your energies.
Awesome. So which means that the two energy, meaning the person who is shuffling the card, and the meaning the reader of the tarot, and the person who is seeking the guidance, it's the energy that matches, and then you get that
Yes.
answer you said, and it's not a pre-prepared one.
No. We need to see, we need to identify, first of all, you come, like, for example, let's take an example here so you understand it better. So you come to me as a client, right? So like, just like we go to a doctor. So you just go to the doctor and say, doctor, I need to get some operation done or some test done. The doctor is going to ask you why. So we do sit with you to understand why. Like, for example, you come to me like, I want to have a reading about my relationship. So we can to identify that, okay, with whom are you asking? So maybe you're saying, okay, I want to do it with my husband. Now I would identify it. I would just ask you a little bit that, okay, is there any particular reason? How long you guys have been married? You have children, and so you will give me some idea about things that's going into
What's
your life.
happening? Okay.
Yeah, so we need that. We need that specification. And then with that, I'm going to just shuffle my cards, ask the universe. Like I said, the universe, the energy that we are surrounded with, I do connect with them. And I would help ask their help to guide me and to give you the right answer. So we are connecting, one, with the universal energy, two, with my energy connecting with yours, and identifying what is the reason that you're going through and what is the advice that I need to give you. What exactly is your life situation? Where is it leading you? Who is going wrong in the relationship? Why all these troubles are coming into your life? Why the blockages? So everything would be very crystal clear. Yeah.
Amazing.
I hope it kind of gives you
it was
an
like a
idea.
mind-blowing experience after listening to your answer. I was like pausing a moment. It's so great because all these days, I'm just literally telling you the truth happening in my life. I used to get mails from some foreign tarot card readers saying, hey, you know what? You got this card. This year is going to be like this. This is what is happening in your life right now. I used to feel like, hey, who are you, man? आप कहाँ से किधर से why are you sending this mail to me? It's no way connecting. But
Yeah.
one point in time came, I remember I was applying for quantum for this year. And मुझे तो ऐसा लगा कि let me, I have this, we have a ritual of connecting with intuition with the crystal. अब लोग तो you guys know it much better. So I do that crystal intuition tapping. So I do that. And then I figured out that it says, yes, चलेंगे आप क्वांटम में जाएंगे. So that point in time, मुझे ऐसा लगा कि oh God, on the same day in the morning, the card that she sent, normally I read it because it ensures that mail makes me read the complete email.
It looks exciting to read actually.
Curiosity. And that day she read something like this. There is a turn that is coming in your life, which is going to bring abundance of wealth. So just keep watching. Don't miss out. It's like, every time you are kindling some curiosity. But that brings me to this final question, of course. Is that a person can actually do it from somewhere unknown and then can still connect? Or is it like my energy that just went on this and then it got juggled up to the message that I read? Or I really have no idea. Can you give some clarity on that?
So I would actually like to speak on certain grounds here that firstly, when these kind of people are sending you these messages, I used to also get a lot of messages. So some messages will, so when you generalize a message, for example, I'm sure when you read a newspaper, you read your astrology chart, right? You read about this month, Sagittarius will have to go through these challenges. Something you will feel, something you will feel, yeah, this is about me. But not all will be about it. It's a general point of view. So when they try to send you these messages, they're very general. They sometimes can relate and sometimes might not relate. That is the first thing to understand. However, I do believe in a universal magic that you wanted some messages like that, so it came to you. Because we are also aligned in a certain way. Like every time students attend my workshop, I tell them one thing, that you're sitting here not just for, just let me see how it's going to be. It's just aligned. You're aligned to be here. This is a spiritual journey. So I think universe wanted you to take that decision. So all just got aligned towards it. So you got something like that. For me, until unless you connect with the person's energy, you can't read exactly what they're going through. It could be generalized message, but it would not be like, just like as I said, astrology also, you need to connect with the person to actually do a detailed reading into their chart. Otherwise, all is just general. When you will pick up the paper, like, acha, okay, हाँ, ये मेरे साथ हो रहा है. Because एक दो points, you'll be like, okay, this is me. Or maybe I can also say that I will start connecting it in a certain way. Like, for example, that message was otherwise, but आपको क्योंकि यहाँ जाना था, आपने इसको इधर ले लिया. Or third could be like, sometimes you manifest it. क्योंकि आपने पढ़ा है आज सुबह, आपने बोला ये तो होगा, तो आपने वो create भी कर लिया. So there are many aspects to look into it, but they are not your energy. They are a very general way of reading.
Okay, right.
In fact, if you actually go ahead with that mails and you connect with her, she'll be asking you to pay. So that's the next strategy.
Yes, I know that. But she left the message halfway. And if you want to know more,
now she wants to
pay $30 for that. And then it's like, it was a nice trap.
Yes, that's because I've seen that those messages, it used to come to me a lot. So I know how it goes. So I'm telling you the reality now.
But Harpreet, frankly speaking, from the bottom of my heart, really thank you so much for this valuable time. It gave so much of clarity. It gave so much of clarity personally to me, of course, people who are watching this as well. And thank you so much for Siddharji for giving this opportunity to each one of us. And to the viewers of this live session, I just want to bring you that happy news that we both are, co-branding this particular video because we have authored on one particular book called I Can Coach, which is launching on 1st of April. And I would highly recommend, it's not just we two of us, there are also 68 other authors who have written their inspiring stories. You know what? Just start reading it. Who knows, you will be the next person writing that particular book. I would highly recommend, please buy the book and start reading. And thank you so much, Harpreet ji, for your time.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.